Your television is lying to you right now, tonight, every single night you've ever watched it. There's a hidden layer inside your TV, a secret operating mode, that the manufacturer locked away before it ever reached your door. It controls picture quality, response time, heat output, even how fast your TV ages, and they never told you it existed. This isn't a conspiracy theory, this is engineering. The service menus inside modern televisions were documented by electrical engineers at institutions like MIT and Tokyo Institute of Technology. Display calibration science has been used by NASA for decades, fine-tuning monitors on the International Space Station. And professional AV calibrators, certified by the Imaging Science Foundation, have used these hidden menus for over 30 years. The knowledge exists, it's real, it's validated, it just wasn't meant for you. Here's the question nobody asks. Why does your brand new, expensive television, fresh out of the box, look terrible in your living room? Oversaturated colors, blinding brightness, motion so processed it looks like a soap opera filmed in a hospital waiting room. You adjust the basic settings. Brightness, contrast, maybe sharpness, and it gets a little better, but never right. That's not an accident. Your TV ships in what the industry calls retail mode. It's a mode engineered, deliberately engineered, to look impressive under the fluorescent lights of a Best Buy showroom. Blinding whites, pumped up blues, motion enhancement cranked to maximum. It is not designed to look good in your home. It is designed to win a wall. And underneath that mode, buried 3 levels deep in a menu they never advertise, is the actual television. The real one. The one the engineers built before the marketing team got involved. They didn't lock it away because it was broken. They locked it away because once you find it, you never go back. And that makes the upgrade they're selling you next year a much harder sell. Let me take you back to 2003, a small electronics repair shop in Osaka, Japan. A technician named Hiroshi, 26 years old, is servicing a high-end Sony Trinitron for a local film director. The director has complained that his television never looks like cinema, that films feel flat, that the colors feel artificial. Hiroshi does something unusual. Instead of adjusting the user menu, he powers the set off, holds a specific combination of buttons on the remote, and powers it back on. The screen flickers. A white text interface appears. No graphics, no design. Just raw numbers and codes cascading down a black screen like something out of a Cold War control room. This is the service menu. Hiroshi begins adjusting values the director has never heard of. Color temperature down from 9300 Kelvin to 6500, the actual standard for cinema. Gamma curve adjusted to match a professional reference monitor. Backlight uniformity corrected. Motion processing disabled entirely. The director watches the screen, then he goes quiet. He walks to his shelf. He picks up his favorite film, Blade Runner, slides it into the player. The opening sequence plays. He sits down slowly. After 2 full minutes of silence, he turns to Hiroshi and says, "This is the first time I have seen this film." He'd owned that movie for 15 years. Stay with me, because what Hiroshi discovered that night in Osaka is something you can do tonight in your living room for free. This is just the beginning, because the service menu isn't just about picture quality. What's hiding inside those coded menus goes deeper than color temperature. We're talking about response time, panel longevity, energy draw, features that manufacturers disable to create artificial product tiers. The same panel, different software lock, $300 more. Here's what's actually happening inside your television. Every modern TV, OLED, QLED, LED, doesn't matter, runs on firmware, software baked into the hardware. And that firmware has 2 layers. The first layer is what you see. The user interface, the settings menu, brightness, contrast, color, sound, the approved controls. The second layer is what engineers see, the service layer. And it controls things the first layer doesn't even acknowledge exist. Color management system, the actual mathematical relationship between every color your TV can produce. Your user menu gives you a single color slider. The service menu gives you individual control over red, green, blue, cyan, magenta, and yellow, hue, saturation, and luminance for every single one. White balance, your TV ships calibrated to 9300 Kelvin. That's a bluish white. Industrial. Harsh. Real cinema runs at 6500 Kelvin. Warm, accurate, film-like. Your user menu can't touch this. The service menu can. EEPROM data. This is the electronic memory of your panel. It stores factory calibration offsets, corrections for defects. And on some models, it stores the firmware flags that separate a mid-range model from the premium version sitting next to it in the store. Same factory, same line, different flag. Motion processing, the infamous soap opera effect. It's called MEMC, motion estimation, motion compensation. Manufacturers leave it on by default because it looks dramatic in a showroom. In the service menu, you can kill it completely, not reduce it, eliminate it. And power management, deep inside certain service menus, are wattage control settings that go below what the standard eco mode allows. Owners of certain Sony and LG models have reported dropping idle power consumption by 30 to 40%, simply by adjusting service menu thresholds. 30 to 40%. Never advertised. Always there. What happens next changes everything. This isn't new. In the early days of television, the 1950s and 60s, every television repair technician carried a tube of tools and a knowledge of service codes. These were printed in technical manuals, shared between repairmen, taught in trade schools. The relationship between a consumer and their television was different then. People expected to understand their machines, to maintain them, to access them fully. Then something changed. As televisions became thinner, cheaper, and more disposable, manufacturers shifted their model. Don't repair, replace, don't maintain, upgrade. The service menus didn't disappear, they just became invisible. The knowledge moved from trade school classrooms to obscure internet forums, from repair manuals to encrypted PDFs, from public to buried. The Imaging Science Foundation, founded in 1994, has been certifying calibrators who use these exact menus for 3 decades. Professional colorists in Hollywood use them before every major production to verify reference monitors. Hospitals use them to calibrate diagnostic imaging screens. The knowledge never died. It was moved where most people wouldn't look. Let's talk about what this actually costs. A professional television calibration service, where a certified ISF technician comes to your home and adjusts your TV using the service menu and a spectrophotometer, costs between $300 and $600. Some high-end services charge more. The information to access your own service menu? Free. The remote button combination or code to enter it? Free. A basic colorimeter to verify your results? Optional but available? $60 on Amazon. That's it. $300 to $600. Or $60 or $0. Same menu, same adjustments, same result. The only difference is who holds the remote. Here's exactly how to access your television's service menu tonight. Step 1, identify your brand. Every major manufacturer has their own method. For Samsung, grab your standard remote. Point it at the TV. Press mute. 1, 8, 2, power. In sequence. The TV will restart and a service menu will appear. On newer models with smart remotes, press info, menu, mute, power. For LG, press the settings button. Then on the remote type, 1, 9, 9, 5, a hidden diagnostic panel appears. On OLED models, the sequence is often in start accessible through holding the settings button while pressing specific input buttons. For Sony, power off the TV. Then press and hold display plus 5, plus power simultaneously. On Bravia models, the menu is often accessed through home plus, volume up, plus power. For Hisense and TCL, these budget brands often share service code 1147 or 000 entered after holding the menu button on the unit itself. Step 1, A. Write everything down before you change anything. Screenshot every value. Take photos. The service menu has no undo button. The factory values are your safety net. Keep them. Step 2, locate the picture calibration submenu. Look for labels like white balance, color management system, gamma. These are your targets. Step 3, set white balance to 6500K. Look for a color temperature value. Move it toward 6500. Some menus show this as a slider. Some show it as numerical RGB gain values. A proper 6500K calibration will make the image look slightly warmer than what you're used to. That's correct. That's accurate. Step 4, disable motion processing entirely. Find MEMC, True Motion, Motion Flow, Auto Motion Plus. Every brand has a different name for the same technology. In the service menu, you can often find a master disable that removes it completely. Do it. Step 5, check your backlight uniformity setting. Some menus include a test pattern option, white screen, gray screen. Look for clouding, uneven patches of brightness. Some service menus allow compensation adjustments. If your TV has edge-lit backlight issues, this is where you address them. Step 6, exit carefully. Always exit through the menu's own exit option. Never pull power. On most models, a normal or exit option saves and restarts cleanly. Cutting power mid-session can corrupt display firmware. Total time, 20 to 40 minutes. Total cost, nothing. Now, I have to be straight with you. The service menu is powerful, but it is not consequence-free. Changing the wrong values, particularly EEPROM settings or panel driver voltages, can cause real permanent damage. If you see options labeled panel adjustment, drive settings, or anything involving voltage, leave them alone. This is not for every situation. If your TV is under warranty and you're not comfortable with risk, The user menu improvements alone can take you 60% of the way there. Go as far as your comfort takes you, no further. Real knowledge respects real limits. The engineers who built your television knew exactly what it was capable of. They built the service menu first, then they built the wall around it. Hiroshi knew this in Osaka in 2003. ISF calibrators knew it in 1994. Television repairmen knew it in 1962. The ancient instinct to fully own the tools you buy, to understand what you possess, that knowledge was never lost. It was simply moved, and now you have it. Your television has been holding out on you since the day you brought it home. Tonight, that changes. The manufacturers built the cage. The engineers left the door open. You just needed the key. If this video changed how you see your screen, share it. Every share keeps this information moving. Every share is one more person who gets their television back. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. They don't want you watching that.